The next thing which we work with is the next topic of this chapter, which is the e-waste. Okay. We understand everything of e-waste pretty well because that is something which is a major concern, environmental concern nowadays, along with global warming. That is the amount of electronic waste which we are creating, right? So the amount of electronic waste we are creating because the amount of electronic gadgets we are using, isn't it? The more we use, the more we create the waste because we keep on changing also, and things get kharab also nowadays pretty fast. Earlier, we would have one gadget and that would work for years together, but nowadays these gadgets majorly works for a few years only, not more than that. And for phones, we are so used to changing it often. New version comes in and new model comes in and you want to change, right? So that is why amount of e-waste generated is quite a lot. है ना? And these have a lot of environmental hazards. Hence, we should be very, very careful about it, being responsible citizens. Okay? Like plastic is a nuisance, e-waste is also a nuisance, both impacting the environment and further impacting the humans only. Ultimately, environment effect hota hai, so we also get affected. Can't avoid that. Okay? So the basic health issues which are concerned, hazards which are concerned with the e-waste is that when you are leaving it on the ground, dump it on the ground, like, we take it up and dump it in the dumping areas. Okay. So these kind of batteries and these devices which we are using, they have harmful materials like lead, cadmium, chromium, brominated flame retardants, which is called as PCBs. A very important term again. Polychlorinated biphenyls, as they are called, PCBs. They pollute the soil, they pollute the air. If you burn it, they'll pollute the air also. And they are very, 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 bad for your lungs and health overall. Right? So these particular gadgets which we use so interestingly, they lead to a lot of environmental hazards. Okay? So toxic fumes are released when you burn them. If you leave it unattended, they are kind of releasing these gases. And then if you leave it for years together, accumulation of chemicals are happening in the soil, water, and hence in the food, because the same soil or the same water, वहीं से, बारिश का पानी बह के आ रहा है, that's coming into your soil, underground water में seep in कर रहा है. And then from there, your vegetables are being cultivated in the same soil or maybe that linked up things. So that leads to health issues, overall environmental problems, right? So here, please remember this is important, lead, cadmium, chromium, and PCBs. They are the things which are there in these gadgets, batteries, especially batteries को भी dispose of करना बहुत मुश्किल है. And हर चीज में batteries होता है. Whether it's your laptop, whether it's your phone, whether it's your any other gadget also I'm using, everywhere we have batteries. Okay. Now, how can you as a citizen, the government, the administration is trying to work towards it? Now, when you, as a person, you want to reduce e-waste generation, then what all you can do? The three main keywords are reduce, reuse, recycle. So what you do is you reduce the use of gadgets. जितना कम use करेंगे उतना कम waste निकलेगा. Right? If you are using and there's some problem, try to reuse it rather than disposing it off. Okay. Third is we can recycle. Think of recycling the product. the government or the organizations or we as individuals should think of recycling. कुछ उससे create करो नया. We have nowadays, they have made these waste to wonder parks. In Delhi only there are two. I hope you have visited. They are pretty good. Right? So all these wastes, even those iron junks, they are used in to create different structures for lighting, daycare and all that. They are trying to create something new. So they are recycling those things. Okay. Extend the life of your electronics so that you can kind of avoid disposing it off early. And one important point there is that extending the life. By how can you extend the life? Keep it clean, keep it, covered. Do not overcharge the battery. We always say you should not overcharge the battery, whether it's a phone or a laptop or any other device also. कि रात को लगा के छोड़ दिया. You should not do that. That kind of reduces the life of that particular thing. Okay. So reevaluate yourself. Do you really need more machines? Extend the life of electronics. Buy electronic friendly things, environmental friendly things, sorry. Like we go to buy an AC, one AC with a 3-star or a 4-star in terms of energy consumption is available, maybe at a little higher cost. We should go for those energy efficient ones. Okay, environmental friendly devices. Donate them if you're not using for social programs rather than just throwing it off, disposing it off. Until unless कि वो बिल्कुल किसी काम का नहीं है. Try to reuse as much as possible. As much as possible. Okay. Coming to the government measures, government can, or they try to give some special concessions, some kind of a, tax benefit maybe to the middle class people for e-waste recycling and disposal. Then you have certain standard operating procedures, which the government is collaborating with the industry. It is giving incentives to startups जो इन काम इस चीजों पे काम कर रहा है, e-waste पे काम कर रहा है, e-waste recycling पे काम कर रहा है, environmental friendly things पे काम कर रहा है ना? So government is providing new what do you call it? Providing to the new entrepreneurs or the startups the guidance, the finance, bank loans, so that they can do something good about it. ठीक है? Now some specific government measures, इन दोनों को याद रखना है. Environmental Protection Act 1986 to punish people responsible for causing any form of pollution to the natural environment. Okay, this act has been formed by them. कितना apply होता है पता नहीं, but yeah, we do hear about Green Tribunal obstructing some kind of mishap. But what I've seen is generally they do something once the damage has been done. Like in Gurgaon, we have seen the whole Aravalli range has been almost cut and demolished, and they have created beautiful houses there. पूरा अरावली उड़ा दिया. And Green Tribunal जागा था बहुत लेट जब वो उड़ा चुके थे, ऑलमोस्ट माइनिंग कर चुके थे सब कुछ. Yeah, that's India. So a lot of things happen here. And then another thing is the Central Pollution Control Board, CBCP. This they have asked even in the last year's papers on them. Okay, so Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, has given us certain formal set of guidelines which can help us in the proper handling and disposal of the waste. Okay, so two things, Environmental Protection Act and CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. ये याद रखना पड़ेगा. Okay, now the health concerns with the usage of technology. चलो, ये तो everybody can tell me. Before I move on to my slide, what do you feel is the health concern? I know pros are many. Let's talk about the cons. Quickly, give me the points. Yes, are there?
Strain on the eyes.
Strain on the eyes, the first and the foremost thing, which has given me the specs during our COVID times. अच्छे खासे आंखें थी मेरी, but it strains the eyes a lot. Then what else? Come on, others can also give me some more points. Posture. We sit in any position, sleep in any position, but mobile हाथ में होना चाहिए, है ना? Posture is disturbed. Then you have a lot of mental issues, as we say, anxiety. We talk about sleep deprivation. You're so used to watching phone at night that glare affects your sleep, right? So all these health concerns are there uh, as a con. Advantages, of course, we have apps which can keep track of our diet, of our fitness. Technological advancements have improved our healthcare system. We all know that. Gives a boost to our confidence. We learn a lot of things, new things we can learn, new things we experiment with. It gives us the confidence that yes, we can do it. And when we are lonely, we don't feel lonely. I have something or the other on the net to keep myself engaged. Advantages, disadvantages, we all are aware. Failing memory, we are not used to remembering things now. सब कुछ खोल के देख लो. Emotional instability, which is when you kind of see too much of social media, you see too much of people flying in the air, and then you feel depressed. अरे मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा? But we don't see what other things, other problems they have in their lives, and we tend to blame our fate that I don't have money, I don't have stability, I don't have what is that? The charm. I don't have so many followers, so that leads to problems. Sleep deprivation, of course, too much of dependence, no me time, strained vision, muscle joint pain. Yeah, I forgot that. Muscle and joint pains because you are using the device at a particular angle of your fingers, of your hands, which is creating a lot of back pain, spondylitis, finger pains, fingers अड़ जाते हैं, even those kind of things. And another important endless problem is the time. We don't realize having the phone in our hand that how much time we have spent. It's not only with you, it happens with we adults too. We keep on watching things and then we realize, oh man, it's already 2 hours. So time flies when you are watching all these things. Okay. Now to take care of your health, there is this new thing they have come up with, which is called as ergonomics. Okay. It's a branch of science which deals with designing furniture, equipments, things in such a manner which reduces the strain on your body. Those kind of chairs, those kind of tables, slanting areas to keep your laptop, जिससे कि your balance is maintained better, your posture is maintained better, and you have less of these kind of problems, less of fatigue and injuries due to prolonged use. So this is a science, another word which can be used in the exam for any particular thing, okay, which we need to know. Then comes my data protection and cybercrime, the last part of the chapter. Let's do this too. We all understand that my data, which I am leaving, which I talk about today only, my digital footprints can be misused. So I need to preserve and protect my data. Though I'm using it because I'm doing banking transactions, I'm buying online, I'm doing all sorts of things online. I have to keep my data preserved from frauds and hackers and phishing scams, all that as much as possible. Okay. How can we protect? Powerful passwords. Do not use public Wi-Fi networks. Like we go to an airport or we go to a station and there we have Wi-Fi available or charging points available and we randomly use them. And एक केस आया भी था ऐसा कि if you are using the charger वहाँ का charger अपना use करो तो नहीं, but if you have used the charger of that place, they have a chip installed there to read your information from the phone. So be very careful. Okay, it can infect your system, your machine, and take away your things from there. Spam filter use karo. Regular backup of data लो. Do not open insecure or always open secure sites like HTTPS वाले sites करो. minimize your online profile. Security softwares you install on your system, all those things should be done. Be careful about it. What you're posting, when you're posting, how you're posting, how much are you saving on the browser? We have to be careful about all that. Coming to the cyber crime now. There are three major things which comes under, we study about the other things also. Cyber troll, cyber bullying, and cyber stalking. This is very significant to understand because in the exam paper, what they do is they give you a scenario and they are asking you whether it's a troll or a bully or a stalk. Frankly speaking, before I got into, this particular read, I also had confusions. I used to think that almost, stalking and troll is same. Right, but there are fine differences in this, which we have to understand. Cyber crime as a definition, we say that any criminal activity which I am performing using the electronic gadget, that comes under my cyber crime. So you have a cyber crime cell, you have specialized police stations. If you want to report for cyber crimes, they are not the usual police stations where we go. Cyber crime cell is different category altogether. Okay, that knowledge should be there so that we know where to go and complain if there's any problem. Fine. The issues are maybe cyber troll. That's the first one, where we say that somebody who is starting any kind of debate or quarrel, zabardasti wala jhagda, and upsets people. Some kind of derogatory remark or off-topic message or something, वो आग लगाने वाली बात for the online community. और वो आग लग भी जाती है छोटी चीज से, and the fire spreads. That kind of a thing is a troll. You can do individual trolling also, like किसी particular individual के dressing sense पे, walking sense पे, talking sense पे, you can say something. So that comes under your troll. Bullying, we understand when you are attacking an individual or a group by kind of putting messages that humiliates the person, hack kar liya uska account, posting vulgar messages, you leave a message saying I'll kill you, or if you do this I'll threatening messages, you can say. Child pornography is one thing. Threats of child pornography is also coming under this. So your activity is basically to abuse people, intimidate people. Darana. Bully as such means डराना ना, तो cyber bullying is आप लोगों को इंटरनेट के थ्रू डरा रहे हो, सोशल मीडिया पे डरा रहे हो, ईमेल में ऐसे डरावने ईमेल्स भेज के डरा रहे हो, that thing. Cyber stalking is you are harassing an individual. You are keeping a track of all things he is doing. उसका आइडेंटिटी लेके कुछ और करते हो, kind of do something in order to abuse that person, basically. Stalk karna. Right? So these three categories are there majorly, which happens on social media nowadays a lot. Then comes the other things. जैसे कि you are losing out on your data or your access to your machine or your individuality on the system. One is, the most common term is used as phishing. 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 So when you try to acquire somebody's password, credit card information, username, posing as a trustworthy entity. Like, you kind of send a mail saying ki bank se hai mail and I want to do your Aadhaar card verification or something. So please send me these details or click on this link. The moment you do it, it's actually taking you to some place where it is going to read everything, whatever you type in, and use it for a wrong purpose. That is phishing. So यहाँ पे ये चीज बहुत important हो जाती है, posing as a trustworthy entity. One is that you directly barge in and you attack a person. Direct gundagardi, है ना? Directly. But here it is that you pose as a friend and then you behave as a foe. That is to be kept in mind. That comes under the phishing thing. Okay. One is hacking. You try to gain unauthorized access into somebody's machine, which you may do by cracking passwords or codes which can give access to the system, using cookies to hack the system. Cookies are supposed to be harmless, but if you try to use it for a wrong purpose to hack somebody's system, you can do that. Okay. Hackers are of two categories, ethical and non-ethical. I think you've heard these terms. Ethical hackers are like those who try to find out the loopholes in the system. वो जानबूझ के हैक करते हैं to find out कि यहाँ प्रॉब्लम है, इसको रेक्टिफाई किया जा सकता है. सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम्स को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए अपने सॉफ्टवेयर में पीपल एम्प्लॉय एथिकल हैकर्स इनटू देयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कि तुम करो, यू नो, बग फाइंडर्स बेसिकली. They are very important and they have a very huge scope of naukri also nowadays. Ethical hackers are that category where you are being paid to find errors. Okay. Then comes your non-ethical hacker. Of course, somebody who's trying to gain unauthorized access in order to steal information. Mainly hacker का काम यही है that they steal the information. Right? So he's a non-ethical hacker who tries to do it for damage. Other two categories of crime is your identity theft, where you try to use somebody else's identity in order to do something wrong. Okay, he's stealing your identity. So somebody poses like Sushmita Ghosh and does a robbery or does something wrong. कि बाद में वो पकड़ा जाए. Right? So it says a user's personal data like email ID, banking credentials, passport, PAN, Aadhaar number, PAN, Aadhaar number are being misused by the hacker. That's called as my identity theft. कोई और pose करके आप उसको काम को अंजाम देते हो. That is identity theft. Stealing the identity of somebody else and then doing it on behalf of the victim. Right? Ransomware is also one category of problem, as we say. In this case, क्या है? Ransomware is basically you, what do you call it? Ransomware का हिंदी क्या होगा? क्या बोलते हैं ransomware को? Ransom मांगना? मुझे स्ट्राइक नहीं करा वर्ड. बोलो. What do you call it? You kidnap somebody, then you ask for ransom. I don't know. याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे. चलो anyway. So ransomware वाला term has been used from that. Okay, so इसमें क्या है that attacker is gaining the access to your system, blackmails you. Okay, when you are asked to pay a certain amount of money or give him some data, sensitive information, वो release कर देगा तुम्हारा photograph release कर देगा until unless you pay him that amount. Okay, so that comes under your ransomware. So these are all categories: cyber troll, cyber bullying, identity theft, phishing, hacking, ransomware. All these are activities which are kind of coming under your cyber crime. Okay. How do you prevent or fight it out? Again, same things. Be careful about your softwares you are using. Pirated मत use करो. Secure site use करो. Passwords change करो. Do not leave your password with your friends. Do not, give access to your OTPs. Keep your softwares updated. A secure wireless network use करो. Don't go and use networks of any place. कहीं भी जाके अपना network, किसी और का network, don't use that if you're not sure about it. Right? All these kind of things you can do to prevent. Now, what are the laws which are playing role here? Another very, very significant MCQ question. They try to change the term and use it. The cyber law, which is being created by India, that's the Information Technology Act of 2000. 1998 में था, दोबारा से इसको change करके it came in 2000. So it is called as IT Act 2000. ठीक है. इसके अलावा they can give you 10 other names, but you have to choose the correct one. Information Technology Act, India's इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एक्ट, ये भी लिखा हो तो भी करेक्ट है, बट मेनली इट इज इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एक्ट और IT एक्ट 2000. It came in force in the year 2000 and it touches almost all aspects of the crimes which is happening nowadays under cyber law. Okay, IT Act. The term has to be kept in mind. It will definitely be in the paper in MCQs. Then you have the Cyber Appellate Tribunal, which is there to resolve your disputes regarding cybercrime. They go and complain to the Cyber Tribunal कि ऐसा ऐसा मेरे साथ हुआ. Please help me. Right? So just remember these terms: Cyber Appellate Tribunal, IT Act. That's a law basically. जिसको use करना है in order to punish the people who are doing the things for you, against you. Okay, so quickly I go through back. Cyber Appellate Tribunal, IT Act, HTTPS sites, do not share OTPs, do not use wireless networks which are insecure, public place ka mat karo use. At least 4-5 points keep in mind. Okay, now comes all the categories of cybercrime which we talk about: ransomware, identity theft, hackers, phishing, hacking, phishing, and troll, bullying, stalking. Okay, you should be able to, given a scenario, you should be able to differentiate whether it's a troll or a bully or a stalk. What is it talking about? Okay, phishing ka category, if I say phishing may mainly what you have to keep in mind is posing as a trustworthy entity. Posing as a trustworthy entity. दोस्त बन के आके दुश्मन बन जाता है ना, ये ध्यान रखना फॉर द टर्म फिशिंग. किसी भी तरीके से if the hacking is happening because of a trustworthy entity who is posing as a trustworthy entity, वो कैटेगरी आपका हो जाता है फिशिंग. बाकी गेनिंग अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस का जनरल टर्म इज योर हैकिंग ओनली for whatever purpose. Ethical, non-ethical hackers, white hat hackers are my ethical hackers who are specially made to do hacking in order to find the loopholes. Identity theft is where your identity is picked up. That's why they say no, आधार नंबर पे आधार कार्ड को ऐसे मत कहीं पे दो फोटोकॉपी उसका, because it can be used. आधार पासपोर्ट का फोटोकॉपी ऐसे ही किसी को नहीं देना चाहिए until unless it's an authorized person. And for ransomware, they ask for money in order to keep your secrets or sensitive information. Right? These are the terms for cybercrime. Then comes your ergonomics, a term which you are learning maybe for the first time. Then comes all your advantage and disadvantage of technology, which you understand pretty well, a concern to health, of course. Then comes the specific government measures being done for e-waste. This may you have to remember Environmental Protection Act and CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. These two terms. Okay. Then comes your 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Anywhere they are saying how to reduce e-waste, how to take care of it. So these 3 words have to be used. उसके अलावा बाकी points even right. Reduce, reuse, recycle के terms में you have to give them, right? Then comes in the hazards of e-waste, this particular point. Because these batteries or these devices contain harmful material, this which is your lead or cadmium or chromium, so they lead to health issues. Okay, that's about e-waste. Then comes your public licenses, wherein you talk about freeware, FOSS, GPL, and CC. General public license software के लिए है, any software which you can download and use and redistribute and recreate. CC is for your other things, intellectual creations, website, music, film, literature, art, designs, photos, videos, whatever. Okay. Talking about freeware and GPL में क्या है? GPL में फिर भी वो charge कर सकते हैं और it may be free. Freeware will be free only. But there could be discrimination that it's free for personal use, not for commercial use. ठीक है, तो कमर्शियल और पर्सनल के भी रूल्स होते हैं, गाइडलाइंस है इसके अंदर, विच वी नीड टू differentiate whenever you are going for it. Then comes free and open source. Free because it is, you're not paying for it, cost related. Open source is talking about when you have the source code of the software available. Okay, source code of the software available, उस चीज को open source बोला जाता है. And the three terms which you can do with these public licenses content is modify, correct, improve, redistribute. No, this was not the term. Where was I talking about it? Yes, Eval. Copy, modify, and redistribute. Something which you can copy, modify, redistribute means it is not with proprietary license, it is with public license. ठीक है, पब्लिक लाइसेंस में ये सारे कैटेगरीज है, जीपीएल, सीसी, फ्रीवेयर, फॉस, all this come under your public access licenses. Plagiarism, and then you have the 3 IPRs and their violations. Patent, copyright, and trademark. Patent is for 20 years, copyright is lifetime. Trademark also is, I think, a lifetime thing. ठीक है, trademark के अंदर you have all your logos, slogans, shapes, animations, etc. Patent is for your inventions. Copyright is for anything you create, in the sense an art, artifact, a picture, a photograph, essay you write, a book you write, anything. सब कुछ आपका अपना creation है, तो your copyright. Simple as that. Plagiarism types are there. Citation word is a keyword here. If you use somebody's data from somewhere, please give the citation. Citation means mentioning that yes, I have taken it from you. ठीक है? Then comes your digital footprints. That is whenever I am using things of others, whenever I am using accessing net, I am leaving footprint. तुमको लगता है मैंने सब delete कर दिया, but that doesn't happen. Trail of information is being picked up. Okay? Whenever you are listening to a song on YouTube, watching some video, whenever you are posting an image on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, you're writing some posts, some blogs, then you are giving a footprint. So be aware and be careful, right? Some etiquettes to be followed when you talk about accessing the net to show that you are a true gentleman. Respectful होना चाहिए, ethical होना चाहिए. Do not go for rumors. Do not spread rumors. Avoid bullying. Do not share copyrighted material. Be polite, precise. Okay, relatable unto what you are posting. Otherwise, people will not take you seriously. Right? So these are the things to be kept in mind. And here one more last part: active and digital footprints. Something which you do explicitly, you know that you have done it. That's active. Sometimes we are not even aware, और हमें पता भी नहीं चलता कि ओहो ये डेटा उसके पास कैसे पहुंचा. Right? So that becomes your passive footprint. But footprints are there, whether active or passive. Okay? This is the entire content of this chapter. Now it's the worksheet thing. I'll share. Go through them, try to solve them. They're all objectives. Abhi I'm currently sharing all MCQs only. MCQs के through ही you would be able to attempt your subjective questions also. अगर समझ में आ जाएगा तो लिख पाओगे आराम से, कोई issue नहीं है. Right? And then we meet in person. We'll discuss those worksheets. Or maybe tomorrow we can discuss. I'll share it today. Just go through it. Okay? And if not, if you feel tomorrow I can start with the practical part of pandas, I'll do that. I'll prefer doing it. Okay? Let us see. I'll share all the worksheets with you in the GCR. Please go through them once. Or easy है, ऐसा मुश्किल भी नहीं है. But you'll get an idea of what kind of questions they ask. Okay. Thank you. Anything you want to ask in pinpoint? Ping me and ask me also. Right? Tomorrow, these two topics are over, the networks and the societal impacts. So almost 20 marks are done from this part itself for your board exams. Right? So worksheets have to be done properly so that we know that yes, we understand and we can attempt. Okay. Fine. I'll share the recording. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.